Hello, everyone. This is Raw Days. Excuse me while I suddenly stretch for no reason. Welcome to the show. We've got most of our usual panel here tonight or today. Oh my God, I can't do daytime.
Oh, it's daytime? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
That explains that big glowing ball outside.
Damn. Hate it when that happens.
Yeah.
So tonight we've got Bill Bottoms, Wicked Vapor, Jim, and George, alias Yorgos the Great, and JT Von Base. So,
How's it going, everybody?
do we want to do a buffet?
Do we have to?
I don't think so.
We hadn't done one yet, and
Yeah,
we seem to have plenty of content.
yeah, that's the thing. There are people who watch in my neighborhood, and they don't vape, so they're like, I zone out when they're doing vape stuff. So we'll just skip that.
Well, shoot, yeah. What the hell? Go for the good stuff. Who's going to be the next president?
Oh yeah, I don't know. Probably Booty Judge.
I thought it was going to be Jim.
Oh, I wish.
He said he'd accepted. I thought he'd register by now.
Well,
What's the deal, Wicked?
I'm waiting to hear back.
You got to go register first. You
No,
register, then you get our votes.
They'll come to me. Then he gets the money.
Well, that's how you get the money. You register.
I don't need
Once you register, then the Republican Party will turn around and give you money. Unless you want to go independent, Jim, you could do that.
No, I'm a Republican.
Okay, well, sign up Republican to see if you get enough people to sign and
Oh, hell,
start getting money from the party.
I figured it'd have been the three-way party.
I can make sure we can get some political interest by being your finance manager.
Oh my goodness. Oh, Jeremy's here too. We got
Hey,
Mr.
Jeremy.
Intense, Craig D, Jeremy. Hello, everybody.
Hey, Neil.
Did I miss Neil? Oh, that's Mr. Intense, isn't it?
No, that's Andrew.
Andrew. Okay. I missed Neil. Okay. Is there anything anybody wants to get off their chest about things?
Where do we start?
I know.
Can somebody get Dylan off my chest?
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry, George. It's like the alien.
Oh, okay. Well, he keeps wanting to sit and kind of suck on that one nipple. I don't understand why.
Is he still working?
Yeah,
Well, I didn't know
We
it ever
think.
started.
I think so. Yeah. He said something earlier, and it was before I opened chat. And I said something back to him, and he hasn't answered, and that's a good thing this time of day. That means he's at work.
Yeah, he needs to be working instead of playing with his phone.
Yep.
Yeah.
That hasn't worked too well for him in the past, playing with his phone.
Playing with your phone at work never goes over well.
Playing with a lot of things at work doesn't go over very well.
Yeah, it's true. Playing with the
No.
counter girl and never mind.
The boss's
No.
secretary.
Boss's secretary.
That's for bosses only.
Mhm.
I don't think he's evolved that far.
It'd be more like janitor's territory.
Well, did they ever say what caused the explosion of Elon's rocket, the space rocket?
Yeah, fuel.
Well,
I thought that
usually-
was controlled.
It did become, they self-detonated it after it became uncontrollable.
Oh, I see.
Oh,
Like a
Yeah,
self-destruct
the way I
system.
understood it was they were just seeing how far they could push the maneuvering, and then uh, lost it, and then so they detonated it.
But I did see a thing, they interviewed him and he said, well, they learn a lot from the explosion too, so.
well,
Yeah.
that's good.
Yeah.
The Russians always covered it up.
Yeah.
Because what was it? 3 explosions for every 1 rocket for a while there in the 70s.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Well, let's just put people in them and hope it doesn't explode.
Well, they started.
Why not?
with-
That's what NASA did for years.
That's right.
Just remember, everything's a test flight. Test flights can be dangerous.
Mhm.
Yeah, but I don't think we've got any rocket riders that are the caliber of John Glenn.
Yeah.
Well, no, but even the guys in the Apollo, what was it, Apollo 1 that burned up on the test pad where it caught fire during the ground training session? I think that was Apollo 1.
Yeah, 11. Yeah, that was electrical spark
Yeah.
that set off the oxygen.
Oh, shit.
Pressure, they couldn't open the hatch.
Yeah.
Yep.
What a way to go, though.
But
Yeah.
John Glenn held just shortly before he went to ride the X-15, he had broken some ribs riding a horse
Oh, wow.
and didn't tell anybody.
I mean, really, if you think about it, what they were doing is no different than people going out to the assault planes and driving their rocket cars and bikes and stuff like that. You take a risk at everything you do.
Yeah, and
Yep.
they got it easier. There's no dirt clods.
But the problem now, is they don't have anybody to take their place.
Yeah.
Imagine any of these young kids in this generation stepping up and doing that.
Well, I think that's part of the reason.
I'm sure we have a few, yeah.
I think that's
Not,
part
not
of the.
everybody's a wacko pinko. I'm sorry, Chuck, go ahead.
I think that's part of the reason they usually pull them from the Air Force.
Do that because they ain't got the sense God give a fucking mouse.
Hey.
Wow.
Hey.
At least your spokesperson ain't a drag queen.
Yeah.
Good point. Good
Huh?
point.
It's
God.
funny. It's funny.
No,
The people I know, I've seen do. You know what's her name? Shit, Blair White.
Yeah.
She swears up and down that Dylan is not committed, and there are people who are not even LGBTQ material who say that Dylan's not committed to that.
They've
No,
been
he's-
saying that since he started.
Yeah.
He's a mockery to everything.
Yep. He's
Yep.
he's an out of work actor making a mockery of everything. I think he's not trying to, but
Oh no, he's doing it on purpose.
is he?
There's no doubt in my mind.
I kind of wish he wasn't, just so he'd be an idiot.
Well, look at this. He did get the gig on Broadway.
Jury
Doing that
reached a
shit.
verdict. You guys looking at chat?
Yeah.
Huh.
Hey,
Billy
Angel.
Rice saying that there's news all about Trump.
Oh,
That the
really?
jury has reached a verdict.
What?
Really?
Anybody want to take? You want me to take a look at that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I might need you to share your screen if you do.
Come on.
Yeah, we've tried that before with me trying to share the screen. It did not go well. Intel is having a bunch of layoffs right now, too.
You're talking about the chip, right?
That's what it looks like.
Never mind. You didn't get it.
Oh, no, I didn't get it. No. I'm trying to stay calm, but obviously it's not working.
You can do it. You got it.
Yeah, so they're
An
firing
Angel.
off. Oh, where? Angel's here.
He's over there in chat.
Oh, hey, Angel. How are you, man?
Craig,
Peg,
Drunk Scotsman.
Angel Guzman, Angel Lopez. What's his? I can't pronounce his name. Starts with a G.
That's how you pronounce it.
Hey, Troy.
Anybody got any new and interesting devices they've run across lately?
They awarded her $2 million.
Yep. Found him guilty.
Go figure in New York.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's not anybody in New York. Well, who like him? Not in that.
I thought you weren't allowed to have a jury trial in an area where you couldn't get a fair trial.
You know,
Sorry.
that's back in the real world in America.
Yeah, it don't apply in New York.
No.
They forgot about the innocent until proven guilty bullshit.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Shit, Pelosi never knew it.
Go Gomez.
Talking about new stuff, I did give temperature control a try.
Oh yeah.
The
Yeah.
verdict.
Well, I had one mod that did it well out of the box without having to jack with the firmware.
Oh good.
The other two didn't do it worth a shit.
Yeah.
I kind of like it, believe it or not.
No,
But like I say, I only had one mod that would do it well out of the box. But I don't
Yeah.
have any DNA mods at all. So
oh, no.
I do
Well,
when
it's-
if I'm driving at night, I'll take a temperature sensing rig with me because that way I can pay attention to traffic and I don't have to worry about getting a dry hit.
Because the only thing I saw out of the temperature control is basically a governor for your coil.
That's really most of them seem to use it that way. Most companies, they don't seem to understand how it's supposed to work. And as a governor, that's great too because it'll put 90 watts towards a 45-watt coil until it reaches the right temperature. And I like that too.
Yeah. No, I've never tried this voltage and wattage.
Well, my Provari just does voltage, but I have to work out the math for wattage. But with this Aries, with Bill's airflow fix on it, it rocks. At 15 watts?
Oh yeah.
It's pretty
yeah,
good.
it makes it a nice little RDL tank.
Yep. To go. Yeah, I agree, Angel. He says he thinks that's the best way to go with temp control. So, did it say anything specific about how it found Trump guilty?
Just said the only thing I read was it said they awarded her $2 million. Found him guilty of sexual abuse.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's civil. Different rules.
Yeah. A lot easier to win a civil case.
Yeah.
But in the long run, paying her $2 million just to go the fuck away would probably be
Yeah.
cheaper in the long run.
Yeah.
I can't believe she only asked for $2 million.
Well, it probably negotiated down.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If she had sued for $1 billion per se, a $2 million award from the court ain't shit.
But then again, when you know you're really lying, you'll you'll take it.
Yeah.
I don't believe any of these cases that happened 30 years ago. If you haven't
No.
repeated it by now, it wasn't that bad. It didn't happen because you would have said something by now. not waiting until the next campaign.
Yep.
I wonder how the taxes on that work. It's not the same as a windfall, is it?
No,
No, it's like if you get the if you hit the lottery.
yeah.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Okay, that's windfall still, isn't it?
Not by terms, you know.
And that's why I'm asking, because I don't know shit.
What, like we look like dictionary?
You look like you know more than I do.
In your middle name, Webster?
No, it's
Thomas,
encyclopedia.
encyclopedia.
Ooh.
You can call me Britannica.
Doesn't matter anyway. They're rewriting everything.
Mhm.
This is true.
That's okay. I've got some of the original books.
Grammar doesn't matter because, you know.
Don't
Yes.
let them know that. The next step will be burn the book.
But who is that guy in Delaware who decided that he was going to identify as a colored transsexual? Oh, there was something else. Maybe handicap. He pulled the hat trick just to watch them just blow their stacks.
There was that one in Indiana.
I thought it was Delaware. It might be Indiana.
Those
Yeah.
are both fake states.
But it's just funny how they're blowing their stack. You can't do that, but you can identify as a cat. They, them, or clown, or no.
That's the way you get to them. Let's start playing their game again.
Well, that one that one old boy did that entered the women's poker tournament and won it.
Yeah.
And the second weightlifter broke the record of the first tranny weightlifter.
Out by 100 pounds too.
It's not fair.
Yep. People like me. Sorry.
But where did it get to a point where grown adults had to revert to living in dress up? Because I missed out.
But we talked about it a little last night. It's the FTBB, the failure to be bullied. Because bullies, although bad, they did beat these freaks into submission. They either stopped being a freak or they shut up and took it indoors. And it was good.
But you can't be a bully anymore.
Yeah, we can't have bullies.
Yeah.
We don't have the natural check.
Bullies go direct to jail. But then they're released, so what the hell? Still have them.
Like political alignment.
Well, no, they got to commit a severe crime before they'll hold them.
Well, no, because
Or you got to kill somebody unintentionally while trying to protect someone else. Then you'll be thrown behind bars.
the QAnon shaman to pray in the Capitol building, and they can hold you for 2 years without trial.
Yeah.
Our poor Marine for putting a guy in a chokehold.
Yeah.
They want to set and charge him with murder.
That's
Which
where
is
it's wrong. It
stupid.
wasn't a chokehold. It did not go against his windpipe. You can see in the picture he had him in a carotid,
Yeah.
but everybody called
It was
a
with
chokehold.
it was no intent to kill though.
Yeah, they even put him in the recovery position.
Yeah.
But nobody wants to talk about the guy was a scumbag. Sorry, we're better off without it.
Yeah.
Oh, like that one that said it all,
Right.
hands up, don't shoot.
Yeah.
Or the one, I can't breathe, I can't breathe.
Yep. We're better off without these people. I'm sorry to say it that way, but they're scumbags. They're nothing but dregs of the humanity. They're just a drain on society.
Yeah, well, you got them jelly spine psychiatrists taking things out of the book, that are actual mental disorders. And now everybody should be able to see them walking in front of them.
But the only thing this is going to do is show us just where BLM stands. Because they lost a lot of steam when that 60 million was unaccounted for. And all of a sudden they're buying mansions,
Yeah.
Bill, Angel left you a message in the
Oh, I
chat.
saw it. I saw it.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
I didn't want to.
I'll give it some thought, Angel.
How's the cinnamon roll selling going for you, Bill?
Well, this weekend we sold out.
Good.
Excellent.
First weekend we sold out, but we sold out this weekend.
I thought that was supposed to be a bad thing.
Well, we sold out just about the right time. I probably could have sold maybe 4 or 5 more if I'd had them, but I don't know for a fact. But
Yeah.
yeah, I'm gonna make a few more this time. Like I say, it's just a matter of getting the people addicted. That's all.
Yeah.
You may want to make more because there's a flood of people coming your way.
Yeah. Once you have one, you will come back for more. Just like a.
Just tell the government to include it in the alien package. A million of them.
Then he'd have to go into mass production. So
Well, you can get free healthcare, free cell phone, and no cinnamon bun
with a fine hotel room to go.
with a hotel room to boot. Yeah.
I did see they were generous and they said they would turn Central Park into a tent city for illegals.
Oh, that's cool.
I say let's help them.
Yeah. See, what is it? Portland still pushing to have they can camp anywhere. If you accost them, tell them to move along, it's $1,000 fine.
I don't think that shit flies out here.
Oh, I wouldn't fly up here.
I don't know about Phoenix, but I know it wouldn't fly in Kingman.
What'd they say? Half the population of the homeless are out in LA, out in California.
Well, the weather draws them too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fine to live in a tent in Maine for the first 3 months of spring and summer. But after that, you really don't want to be outdoors.
Nobody got a clue when they were grabbing the old ladies out of the hospitals, throwing them on buses and sending them to other states.
Well,
Andrew, the secret ingredient is sugar and a lot of it.
The right kind.
Sugar is just addicting as nicotine or caffeine.
amen to that.
And it can be prettier.
But on these immigrants, though, nobody's asking the question: who's funding the train? Look at them and look at their clothes, look at their shoes, look at their faces. They've got very nice looking clothes, clean shoes. They didn't walk 1,000 miles.
Yes, it's all sponsored by the UN.
Yep.
They're potential voters, man. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Democrats give a lot of money for that.
They're playing the long game.
Yeah, it's like Plug setting up that telephone center for them to go to so they can make them an appointment to come across the border.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're all mad that the app don't work.
Well, good thing we're outsourcing our white nationalism now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Didn't think, yeah, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, let's move on.
Black Klansman, so.
One thing, talk about the mall shooting down there. I've not heard anybody making any positive comments on the people walking out after the shooting was contained and all that's out of the way. Hands up. You know who those people with hands up were? People that had carry. They had something on them. They honestly on their own make sure that the cops know they're carrying.
Yeah.
Hmm?
So they don't get shot. Did anybody make any positive comments that these people did that?
Oh, no.
No. They
You
never
know,
did.
it's like they're doing the smart thing.
gun owners.
There was a restaurant here in Oklahoma City that a guy went in with a gun. Made the mistake. You seen those old movies and shit where they're like at a cop bar and somebody comes in to rob it? Well, that's the way the parking lot was.
That's the way all our convenience stores are. If you walk in and try to rob one, and first 6 people there, you're gonna get shot 6 times. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
Everybody's packing.
But that's the way it should be. If
Yeah.
I have to
Mhm.
worry if you got a gun, then I'm less apt to attack you. But if
Yeah.
I know you don't because you got that little button that says gun free zone, fuck you. You're meat.
yeah.
Yeah.
There was a guy did a study back in the 90s about the difference between the people of the 30s and the people in the 90s. And, people back then were much more civil with each other because they didn't know who was carrying,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, bitch at your neighbor. You're happy to get a shotgun up the ass. No, it's definitely the gun's fault, though.
Yeah.
Although the car's not responsible for drunk drivers, the spoon's not responsible for my fat, but the gun's responsible for crime.
Yep.
Was it Brownsville where that guy ran in and accidentally drove into a crowd of people and
I think
killed
so.
6? It's probably 8 now. I think it was
Yeah.
around Brownsville.
Yeah, I think it was Brownsville, but it was like a crowd of immigrants, so it wasn't.
Yeah. By
Another immigrant. By what?
That had been
Another
deported
legal
like
immigrant.
5 times.
But they say that's tactics of the cartels.
Yeah. It could be. Well, all the people that were killed, I think, were Venezuelan. So
Yeah.
I don't know. It could be cartel for all I know.
Sorry, if they weren't there, they wouldn't have got killed.
I might have actually went to that mall out there in Allen, Texas, many, many years ago. I don't know if it was that mall, but I did used to go to a big mall out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the only strip mall like that up there by Allen.
The one I went to was right on the interstate.
Yeah, that's where that one's at.
A friend of mine said he was shopping across the street when that was happening. Allen's really small.
Yeah, it's just a hole in the road.
Yeah.
It's a suburb almost.
Yeah. North Dallas or North Plano.
Shit, back when I used to go, this was 20 years ago at least or more. It only had like one McDonald's.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I applied at a Schlotsky's in Allen once.
If you had one McDonald's, that means you had 20 Dunkin' Donuts.
Yeah.
I do miss Slotsky's sandwiches. I always like them over anybody's.
Yeah.
They don't even have them out here that I've seen.
They're good.
They went too foo-foo for me.
Yeah. I believe I drove from Fort Worth up to 121, and then I drove up 121 until it looked like it wasn't going to exist anymore. Then went a few more miles on 121 and turned right and applied at Schlotsky's. I think that was where it was at.
That'd have been a hell of a commute.
No kidding. I'm glad I didn't get the job. I would have taken it.
Back in them days, it'd have been showing up minimum wage.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Well, I was applying as a manager, so it would have been about 50 cents an hour more.
Ooh, big money.
Yeah.
After taxes.
Yeah, but back then 50 cents meant something.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
minimum wage was $7 an hour at the time, or $7.50.
I can remember when you was a kid, you used to get the McDonald's gift certificate book. A $5 book would get you a few meals.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It barely gets you in the door now.
Yeah, I remember when they was having a big deal. Ronald McDonald come to open up the McDonald's in Hawaii. Burgers were 10 cents, cheeseburgers 15 cents.
That was a while back.
Back in
Yeah.
the 60s. And it was probably Willard Scott.
Probably. I saw somebody in a bar draw a picture of the Dallas Fort Worth major highways, and then they flipped it upside down. It was a penis.
Well, it is Dallas. You know, it's a whole other world down in Texas.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Oh my gosh.
Now I've heard that Houston's much worse though.
I think Austin's the most woke right now.
Oh my
Yeah, I've
God.
heard that called
definitely.
Seattle South.
Well, that's the liberal capital of Texas.
But at least you guys don't have to deal with Massachusetts.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, Massachusetts is a lot more liberal.
I've taken over my state, so.
Yeah.
oh my God. Then you got Canada next door. You're doomed.
The Canadians we get, most of them for the most part are pretty good. They know their place.
Peters.
I guess if you live up on the border, it's a little different, but the tourists we get down south here, yeah, they know their place.
Yeah.
I'm not expecting.
Because isn't that the French
Yeah, they're the French.
Canada? Oh man.
Every now and then you'll get one that expects you to speak French. Fuck you. I live in southern Maine. I don't know French.
No escargot.
Oh, I'm not. I got no desire to learn either.
Yeah.
No, and I got up to eighth. It's ninth grade. You were supposed to take choose a foreign language is where I wound up going. And I told them I wanted to learn French. We get to the next school year, a couple weeks later. I've got first hour German, third hour French with the same teacher.
Ouch.
And French and German, you don't want to try to learn them at the same time.
No.
There's just no way in hell.
I wouldn't think so.
I tried learning German. I didn't care for the grammar.
Yeah, but yours was more situational.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I could order food. I could order a beer. I could, a passive conversation. If I had to get directions or something. But
Yeah, where'd you get those panties?
yeah,
Oh,
The
yeah.
important things.
When I was in high school, I think most of the kids I went to school with, when they chose foreign language, most of them chose Spanish because we live in Texas. The other ones, their families probably had money, so they learned German and French,
Yeah. Well,
or else they were planning on joining the army or something.
thinking back now, I should have learned Chinese.
yeah, I know it, but I still don't like that haircut, that Nehru jacket. And that's a shame. It's the Austria tactic. Put down your weapons and let them walk in.
Yep.
I've seen that footage of them German tanks rolling in there and then people out there throwing them roses and shit.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah, they weren't stupid though. Them German tanks were quite intimidating.
Yep.
I like Troy's comment, when you speak in French, do you all of a sudden want to run away?
In reverse.
Yeah.
A lot of surplus firearms come out of that war, never been fired.
Yeah, country
Well-
boy. 15 years ago, I'm thinking closer to 20. I did see Dollar Generals, but I didn't go as far east as Georgia at the time. But I did see Dollar Generals up into, let's see, it was Alabama and Tennessee. That's as close as I saw to Georgia.
So is it better than where you're living now, George, or you happy you moved out of Maine?
Say what?
Not you.
Oh, you're talking George
George
Jennings.
Jennings said he lived up here in Maine for a while.
Okay,
Yeah.
I just
disregard.
asked if he's happy he moved away or wished he never left.
Down East Maine.
My wife was down east. Stu Bend, Gooseboro. Where the only thing down there to do is fish or fuck your neighbor or your cousin rather. You ask a girl out on a date, you better ask for a family tree because chances are you're related.
Yeah. Oh man.
But they're good, honest, hardworking people, so you can't knock them for that.
I think inbreeding helps focus. I'm not sure.
Could be.
Except for the Shakers.
Oh,
We got those too. Oh my God, we got a community who lives down. We used to fish on their pond. They gave us
Yeah.
permission.
That's the version 2, isn't it?
Yeah.
Hmm.
But yeah, they run an orchard and they got a bakery and
Yeah. Well, mom's side of the family were Amish and Mennonites.
oh wow.
That's
And
who I
it-
sold my house to in Kentucky was an Amish guy when we left up there.
Yeah, I guess that's why I get so pissed off reading anything about the government going after them. I like that one farmer. He had to form a club to do his meat processing and all this, and then they didn't like it because his milk was being crossing state lines or something. I mean, it was just the most tedious, worthless deal that they were doing. It practically made him shut down his farm that's been in the family for God knows how long.
Yep. Seems
I'd
like
rather have-
that's
some of the Massachusetts people.
Yeah. Well, hell, the government's trying to get the land away from former slave families. It's been in there since the Civil War. Take it to so they can do the Mississippi River shit.
Yeah. Now, see, that I don't agree with. If they own the land, they should be able to keep the land. I don't think they should keep it for any other reason. It's just it's theirs.
It was offered to them after the end of the Civil War, and they've been there since then. That's their property.
Mhm.
That's
mean-
theirs.
I wouldn't call it reparation, but it's theirs. They would give it a, and they should. Unlike California, $1.2 million for each. And they don't even have to be descendants of slaves. They just have to meet certain criteria. That's what they're proposing. Really?
That's okay. They're going to be defaulting on that. That the whole state's going to be defaulting soon,
Oh, yeah.
anyways.
They're
So
already in a deficit, and this is they say at the minimum, this would cost them $800 billion if this went through. If they do this, minimum of $800 billion. But you're in a mass exodus, and most of your state now is homeless. So where are you getting this money?
oh, don't forget, the Chinese own them ports.
But a state that never owned slaves to people who never were slaves from people who never owned slaves.
It's the only state I don't feel bad for when they say they're in a drought. They had a nice water setup out there made by a guy named Mulholland, and he did a great job. Hell, but they got in there and let's start tearing down dams, but not replace them.
Yeah.
In 10 years, they knocked down 1,000.
Why don't we have
Roughly.
one? No.
I'm sorry, I can't feel sorry for anybody that does that.
well, they've been having drought problems for 50 years though.
No,
They
that's no, nobody has.
Yeah, no.
There's
What
one
am I-
thing: water does not disappear from the earth. It just comes back in a different form and filters itself back out.
Yep.
And we've got the same amount of water as it was when it was snowball Earth millions of years ago. So,
I
you
thought
know,
they'd
that-
been having I'm thinking of California.
yeah, it's all in the weather
I know,
teachings
but
of
I mean-
meteorologists and shit.
California was always mindful of their water supply.
Yeah.
Yeah, that must be what I'm thinking of.
Yeah, it's just been mismanaged lately.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same thing with their forest. Why do you think they get the fire? Their electric grid and their forest management is just shit.
Yep.
Yeah, not letting people out there to clean up,
Yeah.
even on their own property.
Yeah.
Forest management went out when they suddenly started trying to save the damn spotted owl and chase the forest industry out. The forest industry kept the wildfires to a minimum by setting and de-weeding the fields that were out there. They didn't want the fires any more than anybody else. So it would destroy their money-making machine.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But they took them out of it. Who's going to prevent it? Nobody.
Smokey
They let all that
Bear.
shit just build up till it catches fire.
Play stupid games, get stupid prizes.
And the winner is
Yeah. 'Cause-
Not California.
Not California. Because they wanted to do the natural thing, let nature take its course. Forest fires are part of nature.
Yeah.
Right.
But
They get
Yeah.
pissed off that it takes its course.
forest fires only inconvenience us. To the earth, it's just a renewal.
Well, that's like Smokey the Bear with the only you can prevent forest fires. You ever heard of lightning?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How you prevent lightning?
A lot
I've
of
even heard the
keys.
theory that right along the fault lines and shit, that there's been some heat pushing up through the crevices in that fault line and actually starting a fire. Unlike California, where it's Pacific Gas and Electric lines that set the fires.
Yeah.
But that's okay. We'll pay you 25 million. See you next year.
They know more than we do. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know a lovely place we live.
yeah,
I'm just glad I'm old, so I don't have to do it much longer.
well, that's it.
Amen, brother.
I'm
Yeah.
glad my kid didn't grow up the conservative I wanted, but she's not the liberal she could have been. So
Yeah.
I'm good.
Yep.
I'm pretty proud of her. She's putting it together. The issues I thought she'd take sides on, nah, she doesn't. So I'm pretty proud of that.
Good.
Well, look how far it's taken us to go from a decent, prospering, productive, futuristic country to that Star Trek where they can't even read the Declaration of Independence.
Oh God.
Bonk, bonk.
Not far
yeah.
from it.
I know it.
Yep. And that was supposed to be considered modern English. But no. Oh, I'm sorry. I was thinking of King James Bible being in modern English. They really need to put a cutoff date on modern English, I think. Because the grammar alone in that Bible is hard for me to follow.
But when I was in school, we were taught that grammar.
Yeah.
We were taught how to read Shakespeare. We were taught how to read, Old English.
No.
And we had discussions about it. Well,
What did Sawyer?
Yeah.
Yeah. Shit. And when
Yeah,
I
there was
in-
a guy there was an author that wanted me to narrate a Western he had wrote, and he had actually went to the trouble of researched it and went back and got the grammar for that time period and used it exclusively. And I didn't do it. I told him, I said, I can't read this. I can't.
when I was in 11th grade, the kids used to wake me up in class to explain to them what Shakespeare said in particular paragraphs. I was like, why are you waking me up?
Granted, it weren't my best subject, but I can read something and I have a pretty good grasp on what they're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then again, I remember the words what they used to mean, not what they want them to mean now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. No, this whole rewriting my language kind of that I take offense to that.
Oh, that happened in the Weimar Republic. But it wasn't until I was older and saw what that cabaret with Eliza Minnelli and Joel McRae was about.
Joel Gray.
Yeah, Gray. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, that's cool. It's probably the same name.
Anyways, I know it's about them boys with sugar in their tank, like eye makeup and face paint.
That's theater people, though. They're kind of off.
Oh yeah, it was theater.
It just shows it's always been there. The only thing that's changed is they've introduced the kids. They've introduced it into my life. That was where you went wrong. The second you throw something down my throat, I don't care if it's a good idea or not. I won't fight you on them because
Well, they want to say that you're infringing on their pursuit of happiness.
well, no, because they can be happy without me. They don't need.
That's not their deal. They're going to tell you how to be happy in your life,
Exactly.
liberty, pursuit of happiness.
No, don't work that way, homie.
Yep, homie, don't play that shit.
You don't play that. Where's my sock? I don't understand the thinking. Why doesn't it make sense that I let JT live JT's life? If we happen to agree, we're friends. If we don't, well, I just don't invite you to dinner.
No.
Yeah.
I don't have to upset your life. I don't have to get you canceled.
But you haven't heard, JT's life doesn't matter,
But it shouldn't to me.
but only Black Lives Matter.
Well, that's true too. Yeah.
You know, I'm a
But
PO.
now we're back to rewriting my words.
Yeah,
Because-
well, you know,
but in all
you have
reality-
you have to have a T-shirt before you matter.
Oh,
But no,
okay.
Oh.
It shouldn't matter to me. I shouldn't care what George does. It just happens that me and George think alike. We found each other. Now we're friends. But if we didn't think alike, if we didn't have anything in common, I got nothing against you. I'm just not going to talk to you, sir, because it's a waste of my
Yeah.
time.
There you go.
I don't know why that concept is so hard to just accept and live with.
Well, I think we ought to get that shirt I was talking about earlier. It says, whatever, I'm against it.
Whatever.
Yeah.
I like that. Yeah. We ought to make that the new motto for the show. Whatever, we're against it.
Hmm? Yeah. That would be cool.
Oh, hey, if Angel's still in chat, I did my best to get Mark to acknowledge that it was probably your coils making that RBA he was slobbering all over last night taste so well,
Yeah,
but he never would admit it.
that makes sense. Hey, oh, Mark was having a bad night.
Yeah.
He did pretty well. Y'all ever heard of the Morning Volt or Real Clear Energy?
No.
I'm gonna have to show that to you sometime. They claim to be an energy conservation group, and it seems like it's more conservative than anything, more about conservative discussions than anything. So I don't know.
That's the way it should be, Troy. Nothing says we have to hate each other.
Exactly. I got a lot of friends who are liberal, and we just don't talk politics. You know, if we do, it's usually brief, or, you know, if somebody has a reason why they think a certain way, I'm willing to listen. It doesn't mean I'm going to agree with you.
Yeah, but I mean, for all the running off at the mouth I do, for my strong opinions, I do respect other opinions, opposing views. I respect it, but I don't respect stupidity.
Yeah.
I don't respect that you've got this guy that can break every law in the book, lap in your face, but you're trying to get a parking ticket to stick on another guy. No, I just don't get that.
Speaking of Hunter Biden.
Obvious.
Oh my God. So they haven't indicted him yet, right?
I hope not. I want them to wait until they drop the bombshell tomorrow.
I'd like to see that. That would be awesome.
They will be done simultaneously.
I wonder.
But I was afraid they would go after Hunter on some of the lesser things, trying to take the heat away from Joe. I want Joe to be impeached.
Yeah. Oh, that's what's going to wind up happening.
Yeah,
That's
I know
what's going to wind up happening. But it wasn't. There's somebody going after Big Pharma using the RICO statutes.
Yep, that'll be all right.
Waiting to see how that one goes because they're having a lot of positive progress in the courts over there. And since we can't talk about it,
I didn't mean to slam the door.
yeah, you did.
Actually, I did. That's my wife.
Hey, Chuck, if you're scared, say you're scared. It's okay, man.
No, it's not. It's not a good idea to say I'm scared in front of my wife because I'm scared of her.
Oh, by the way, are we streaming on Rumble again today?
Yes.
Simultaneously? We are?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Oh, no, we're not. No, that explains why there's no live chat.
Just upload it.
Yeah, I'll upload it.
Yeah, just upload it.
Yeah. Well, shit. I've got
Hey,
live
when
chat
that
open.
happens.
Yeah. Last week I managed to catch it and I was able to fix it, but I don't know.
Well, something would be wrong if everything was right.
Yeah.
We can't
You
have
got
a
a lot
show
of irons
like
in the
that.
fire.
Come on.
Do what, Bill?
I was telling Chuck he's got a lot of irons in the fire because, hell, I just barely managed to record a video and do my own live with OBS, much less do something like this. And then stream to Rumble to boot.
I can show you the video where I learned how to do it. It's real easy, but I don't know if you have any interest.
I watched a lot of those videos. It's not real easy. Maybe for you. I just don't get the whole computer shit. I'm not tech savvy at all.
Mm.
If it's made out of wood, I can fix it, but that's about it.
Yep.
Well, there you go. Build you a wooden computer.
I thought about it. But
Actually, there is such a thing as a wooden transistor now.
Really?
It does 1 hertz. There is. I can't remember where I saw that. But yeah, of course, it came out of like Norway or something. They actually engineered a tree so that they'd be able to use it as for electronic components.
Well, hell, man, it was Japan where the guy come up with the urine battery.
Using uric acid.
Yeah. No, hell, I have no problem going out pissing on my battery to make it go.
as long as it's not like pissing on an electric fan.
Well, that's true.
Yeah,
Recharge my mod.
Oh, the
A lot of
French had,
liquids transfer ions. It's not,
Yeah.
Yeah.
no, the French had a gas mask you had to pee on to activate it.
Yeah. And hell, don't forget, the Romans collected urine outside of people's houses, had a little pot in there for cleaning their teeth and doing their whites.
And I also used it to make purple dye. Steel urine and periwinkles, I think it was, periwinkle shells.
Oh, there was a mollusk they used also.
That was for the royal blue.
Oil purple.
Purple,
Yeah, oil purple.
It stunk so bad to make it. The law was you had to make it outside of town.
Oh, that's why you had slaves.
Oh, Romans had slaves. Oh,
We-
my
we-
goodness.
We did a drilling job next to a tannery and that sucked. I couldn't imagine something like that.
Oh,
Oh,
huh. Man, one summer I was doing a pipe inspection and we had to go through Pottsboro, Texas. I don't know if y'all been by Pottsboro, but they had this fucking, I think what they were doing was doing the railroad ties and soaking them in creosote.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God. You could tell when you were hitting Pottsboro in the summer.
Kind of like when the farmers fertilize their field in the spring. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry that when I said Norway about that transistor, it was Sweden. Anyway,
They're interchangeable.
Close enough.
yeah. Oh, Pottsboro, is that over by Cut and Shoot?
Nah, it's what is it, Denison?
Oh, okay, that's farther north.
Yeah, it's northeast of Dallas.
Okay, Cut and Shoot's
Actually,
north.
east northeast.
Cut
Right
and
along
Shoot-
the Oklahoma, Texas line shit.
Okay.
That's where I saw that great idea, man. It was pawn shop upstairs, liquor store downstairs. Hey, I just thought it was a great idea.
Mhm. Oh, excuse me.
It's like all the dispensaries around here are the good ones, you can tell, man, because they've got taco trucks out front.
Yeah. Oh, dogs. Excuse me.
Well, there's Brett. Hello, Brett.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah, one of the downsides to having a day show, the dogs see people outside.
Dogs like people.
They
The only
love
difference
people.
in the day show is I don't get my nap in.
Yeah,
That's an important part of the day.
it is. Well, it's been an hour. I've fucked up on I'm not being hard on myself, I'm saying. Fucked up Rumble, but and I think it's been a good hour.
But you still have the option to just go post it over to Rumble, right?
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
Oh, I better
It'll
see it in my
it'll be
feet
there.
when I go over there, mister.
Or else.
Okay. Well, it's going to take an hour.
It'd be cool if a lot more people used Rumble, because I'd like to see YouTube get knocked down a peg or two.
Yeah, it's expanding. That's what
Yeah.
I like. There's starting to be much more good content.
Ain't
Yeah.
quite there yet.
Yeah. Well, I'm certain that's where the home is going to end up.
But
So,
YouTube has been the staple for how long now? Back in the 90s, that's all I ever knew when I first got online was YouTube.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, that's why the reviewers were, so boxed in, is because the manufacturers only knew of YouTube.
mm-hmm. Well, that's been the biggest deal too. I mean, reviewers don't really make as much on other platforms anyway.
But how big is big when you're the only one around?
Yeah, but now
I
look
see.
at it this way, though. If everybody came together for this Bud Light thing, they're going to come together for other things. Pretty soon, YouTube is going to say you do the wrong thing, and then you're going to get a mass exodus to Rumble, or what's the other one? There's another streamer out there.
BitChute,
Shoot.
Rumble, Odyssey, Locals, D Live.
Yeah, but I think you're going to find a lot more companies are going to be put on notice. Coca-Cola, you run your mouth, okay, we'll go, somebody will start their own cola company now.
They'll bring production all down to Mexico.
Yeah.
No,
They'll bring back RC.
back.
I think this Bud Light thing was the best thing that happened.
It
That
is.
just-
Even
it worked.
liberal news is reporting on the shit.
But if you
Finally.
band together, anything's possible.
Yep. Well,
And we took the number one beer in America and put them on their knees in a matter of a month.
yeah. Hey, Jim, George. Now let's get a joke from George this week. No, I'm kidding. Jim, can you do us a joke?
You want a joke? 2 jokes a week?
Yeah.
Let's see. All right, little Johnny walks into the liquor store, throws his bottle of whiskey up on the counter. Clerk looks at him and says, "Ain't no way, man. Come on, get out of here, kid." And the kid says, "Man," he says, "I need it for my father. He's awfully constipated. He ain't got whiskey. This whiskey's gonna make him go to the bathroom." Well, after a little bit of pleading, the guy says, "Well, if you promise it's for your father," he says, "just get out of here." And about 30 minutes later or so, here comes little Johnny staggering down the street. The clerk runs out and says, "You lying little bastard, you told me it was for your father." He goes, "It is, because when I get home, Dad's gonna shit."
George, I'm sorry I had to mute you. There was some television thing coming across on your channel.
My TV was doing my thing. No.
Sorry about that. Well, that's it for this show. Tune in next week. Hopefully I'll have Rumble on
God
too.
bless. Say a prayer for America.
Please do.